sir, you gotta get into frame. So if you're anything like me, then you're probably a huge fan of Witch Hat Atelier. And like me and many others, you probably took one look at this beautiful, gorgeous man and you were like, I need to cosplay him right now. Well, you've come to the right place. I documented my entire 3-week journey of making my Qifrey cosplay, and this is my 7th and final video in this series where I'm going to be going over how I made this detachable collar. So let's get started. I started with a tape pattern for this project. I start by wrapping my neck with plastic wrap and then covering it with painter's tape. I then take a Sharpie and start marking my pattern lines. Once I freed myself from my new tape choker, I cut along the pattern lines and used the tape pattern to create my first mock-up. I highly recommend making at least one, if not multiple mock-ups, as the tape pattern lines can be kind of messy in the beginning and you'll need to make a lot of adjustments before moving on to sewing your final piece. Once I was happy with my pattern, I cut out 4 of each piece and then cut out a layer of interfacing. I honestly probably didn't need to use the interfacing, but I sewed together the 2 layers and then bag lined the 2 sides together, as well as stitched around the finished edge so that they laid flat. I then top stitched some Velcro to the back. For that crisscross pattern, I used this belt that they sold by the yard at the craft store and then added some trim to the edges. I pinned where I wanted my straps to overlap and then took everything to the sewing machine to top stitch everything down. I then added this gold leaf trim for decoration and then I was done. Thank you so much for following along in this series. I have so many more cosplays in the works, so if you like this series, stay tuned and follow for more.